around with that name on an ego trip, unable to revere anybody else. They wouldn't even give up the name and say, well, you look more like the statue than me. You go ahead and take that name because I see you in the energy of that. I'm going to find the one I'm in the energy of. They just cereal box it and say, no, we all that. We all Maha. We all Haru. You feel me? I'm just keeping it real. So if it's all, and if it's all, where's the reverence of something that can become something? Because the pyramid was built specifically and particularly, not generically or generally. The dynasties, the rulerships, the gods and goddesses in Egypt and Kemet and Nubia was specific. How many Osiris's was there in Egypt? How many Horus? Or sets? How many of them? But it's thousands of them today, and we ain't did one damn thing close. Because we don't reverence it, we watered it down. So somebody coming at everybody got the name. Everybody is that name. So somebody coming the embodiment of that, you won't even see them. Because you just think it's another one. Okay, well my name is Haru. Okay, well I know 10 Harus. Okay, welcome to the Haru Club. And you take the particular energy and spirit of that Neteru and just sit them down with the, just go ahead and take your seat with the Haru, you Haru number 7. That's irreverent. Everybody is everybody and everybody is everything at the same level of everybody doing everything, being everything, and look what we got out there. Nothing. Everybody's saying that they're everybody. We know that everybody, we already know that everybody is everybody. Now, who are you in particular? And who do you reverence particularly now? We got the everybody thing, didn't we? Haven't we been doing that? Everybody's Muhammad, everybody is Malik, everybody is everybody in all of these different conscious circles, right? We can't build a pyramid with every tool. With every gate, every vortex. It takes specificity. That must be realized. That's reverence. The carpenter has reverence for his tools. He can't just say, I can use everything and put everything in the tool. He knows everything in the specific. He can realize it in the specificness so he knows what it's for. The only thing that we reverence ourselves as is being a nickel. My nickel. That's the reverence that we have. So this is specific. Now, some people might come and say, well, I'm God or I am something great. Because we have been Christianized, we talking in Greek language. Speaking the pigs Latin. We're actually speaking their language. So that's saying that I'm God could be saying that I am Osir. Right? Wissa. It could be saying that I am these deities, but I just don't know which one. But I'm somebody that's becoming this boy. You feel? And it's a particularity to that comment. But if you don't have all the languages and the codes and all that, you just symbolize it. Like your grandparents say, you didn't return, you was an old soul. Because they're not into the particulars of what entity you are, but their Akashic record is open enough to see the semblance of something. Because if that's the case, every child is an old soul here. That's what the conscious community does. Everybody's an old soul. But they're not doing what an old soul would do. I would say the conscious community is stopping us most. Because I can go out here on the streets and project my energy. I can even go on the north side among white people, Europeans, put on some garb or something, and they're coming. Oh my God. All the people will be like, y'all somebody, y'all some spiritual entities, y'all didn't manifest and form something. But only until they get around the conscious community, this conscious community gonna say that nigga ain't shit. Right? We all Osiris. We all Isis. We all Ma'at. We all this. We all that. And now the particularities of the advent of that particular energy of that being has been disqualified. So we're disqualifying one another in the name of consciousness. My access of knowledge disqualifies you. Because I read that book already. You a book I read already. Your name is Osar? Osar? Oh, I read the Medu Nectar. Okay, next. Do you see what I'm saying? So our pineal gland, our third eye, has now been awakened to recognize the divinity of those who come before us. We're not seeing ourselves from the ancient past. We're seeing ourselves from a historical point of view, from a historical reference point of view. We got to get to a point where we come into people's presence and we are awakened to our ancient memory of the particularities of that being. That's deep. That we have a deja vu that takes us back into ancient Kemet. If we ain't got there in our third eye, we still just in books. We're just in the books. It's just book knowledge. We got to go beyond the books and go into realizing the manifestation of what is in front of us. Because whatever we cannot use, we will lose. If we can't realize how we are divine, we will lose it. Some of us are humble enough to take our hat off and realize the divinity of others. And some of us would never dare to do it. I could never do that. You follow what I'm saying? So how will we have? Do we not need more great people today that we had in ancient times, or even during slavery times that freed us? Do we not need more great people today? Although, are you who read the books supposed to be the only great person of today? And must greatness be qualified by books that have been read? How many books did Nat Turner read? But he knew the one thing to do. To start the rebellion, to end slavery. How many books? So I'm making a point here. A black God temple that we have is a space where we reverence the divinity of blackness. Nothing to do with Christian concepts, Islam or Arab concepts, but reverence for ourselves. And that reverence is power. To revere something is to understand its power. That's all it means. I understand the power of this. The gun is revered. Put it away so the children won't shoot themselves with it. I revere this. I know this is a powerful weapon that can harm. Out of reverence, I put it up. The samurai puts his sword up out of reverence. It's sharp. I could drop it on an apple and it could cut it in half. I revere this. Let me wrap this up and put this up. To revere is to recognize the power of. If you are among people and you don't realize the power of them, you don't know how they are weapons of your defense. You really are all alone. You follow what I'm saying? While being with people, you got your sword, but you don't know how to use it. So you're weaponless. When you revere it, you go to war, you know exactly where it is. You have reverence for it. It's in its proper place, in its proper perspective. So you go and unshield your sword, open it up, and you go to battle. But if you didn't revere your sword, you just threw it in there and put it in the dish rack with all the other. So when you're ready to go fight, you grab the closest one to you, and it's a butter knife. And you can't cut anyone with it. Reverence puts things in a proper perspective in understanding the power that they have. You mean to tell us it's nothing, no one in the community that we understand the power that they have? So that when we get to where we need to use this power, we know that it is available? A sense of powerlessness comes from those who have not revered the power of anything. How could I feel powerlessness if I have reverence for the power that exists? It's impossible. My powerlessness means I lack reverence for things that have power. So I feel a sense of powerlessness when things go down. But if I got a flashlight, I revere the flashlight. So in the dark, I can't do nothing, can I? But I revere that damn flashlight, and I'm looking at everything. If I didn't revere it, I don't know where my flashlight is. So when the lights go out, I'm just in a state of what? Total fear and chaos. Reverence prepares us to understand what we have, who we are amongst, and where we will go. It creates surety for us. That's a fact. I would want to know that I am with black gods and black goddesses. Because how could I fear the white man if I knew who I was amongst? If I knew I was with black gods and goddesses, do you think I have absolutely one fear of the white man? But if I'm with a bunch of niggas, then I should be worried, man. You see what I'm saying? So people run. White men come, they feel like they with a bunch of niggas, they run. We know we're with a bunch of gods and goddesses. What are we running for? We're with the most powerful entities that have ever existed on the planet. We've not been taught to look at ourselves that way. So we're going to run too, just like the rest of them. We're going to run in fear. We have not been taught to revere even ourselves. Because if we revere ourselves, it's easy to revere others. Because when we know ourselves,